clock, never needed no wristwatch. Toast up, cheers to life, but this ain't no pit stop. Ayy, my words don't get you to the top. Speak life into the mic like Mike at 90, pass me the rock. The words of touch thousands on the block, without a doubt, but she's a reassurance on me, we lie. Ayy, off the clock, baby, but we tuned in, dialed in. Feel like Cat, how we always winning, man. It's up.
Welcome back to another episode of Off the Clock Podcast. I'm your host, Mark Braz, and today we have yet another interview for you all. But before we get into that, make sure to go follow me on X, Instagram, Facebook. Make sure to swipe up and subscribe to this channel, because this is where all my interviews come on, man. So make sure to subscribe here, hit the noties, also on every single social media. They'll all be right here and right here, so y'all won't be able to miss them, all right? If y'all do miss them, just go ahead and go down to the description below and you will see all the links to all my social media there. So don't worry, y'all all have access to it, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into our new interview for you all. It is with the one and only man who has traveled at every single level, has been an All-American and a champion in the NAIA level, has made it all the way to Division II football, was the best player at his school, then now is rising to D1 football. He has recently committed to Appalachian State. And with that being said, go ahead and enjoy the one and only Jaelin Willis. Let's go. Jaelin, I appreciate you joining this show, man. Again, like I just brought up to you, you will be the first D1 athlete that I have on my show. So it is a huge appreciation that you decided to come on. You know, I got a small show. It may not be a huge following, but just to tell an athlete's story, that's my favorite thing. And I appreciate that you give me the chance to do that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. I appreciate your time.
And so first off, before we start the interview, what I like to ask my interviewees, just tell us a little something about you. Just for the people who may not know who you are, what is something that you'd like them to know about you?
So I'm not gonna say I'm a smaller, like, known kid from South Florida that loved the game of football. You know, I didn't have the easiest route, but you know, I'm at a Division I school now, so I made it. I'm just a hard worker, and I always find a way. You know, and that's God's will. And as long as He keep letting me find a way, I'm gonna keep finding a way.
Yeah, and I mean, if people go ahead and look you up, there is surely they can see the grind that you have gone through your whole collegiate career, and it definitely goes without show. I mean, you are amazing, and let's go ahead and get into the beginning of where it all started. And so you grew up, you said in Florida?
Yeah, Fort Myers, Florida.
Fort Myers, Florida. How was your time there? What was life growing up for Jaelin Willis?
It was. I'm not gonna lie. It was at times. It was hard, but it was never like it never felt hard. You know, my people never made it feel hard. But looking back, like, yeah, we had it hard, but it didn't feel hard in the moment. But yeah, I grew up, you know, with my grandma. I always stayed on the couch. I never really had a room growing up. Like, I stayed with my dad for a little bit, and then when I got with my grandma, I always been on the couch. So to this day, if I go back home, I'm on the couch. So it's like that was my life. But me and my uncles, man, they always kept me working out when they could. We spent a lot of time together, me and my uncles, and yeah, they basically made me who I am today, you know, and just a lot of time, mental conversations, life conversations, you know, they molded me into the person I am, you know, hardworking guy that just, you know, wants to be the best version of himself.
And when did football enter your life, or what was it that gravitated you to football?
Yeah, so I started playing football when I want to say 7. It was 6 or 7. But the first time, like, I was a little fat kid. My coach put me on the O-line and the D-line, and I'm like, no, man, I need the ball. And I never forget the first time I touched the football in the game, I scored a 99-yard touchdown with my eyes closed.
You was Derrick Henry out there.
Yeah.
First time.
I literally got the ball, closed my eyes, and was just running as hard as I could. Yep.
That's what the coach says. Hey, just put your head down and start running. And 99 yards all the way to the touchdown.
Yeah.
And what was it that got you into football?
Really just growing up, I always wanted to play football. The sport looked so fun to play, like hitting people, and I don't know why I just get a rush from that. Like it just looks so fun to play. And I remember my dad used to tell me when I was a baby, he used to turn on football every time he changed the channel, I would cry. And then like me growing up, my little years, he was like I'll watch football and I'll be like, man, my shoulders never get that big, not knowing they got on shoulder pads. Yeah. So,
And
I just fell in love with the game. And as I got older, I started watching people and really understanding football. And I was like, man, this sport is amazing.
what was your favorite team growing up, or do you have a favorite team?
Yeah, it's always been the Cowboys. I don't know why. It's just always been the Cowboys. They
It's from
suck now.
Florida, and you're still a Cowboys
Yeah,
fan.
still the Cowboys, man. I don't know why. It's always been the Cowboys, man.
Hey, they're my second favorite team. Don't worry about that. All right. So I'm a Broncos fan. I
Yeah.
love my Broncos. I love my Bo Nix.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
And so, was there any moments or while you were playing where you're like, gosh, like there's no other sport I want to play than just football?
I was really playing basketball, and I like when I was playing basketball, I feel like I was really good at basketball. Like my middle school and early high school years, I feel like I was really good at basketball. But it was just something about like you don't get the energy and like the mind and all that. Football, it takes a lot to play football. Like to actually be good at
Yeah.
football, like from people watching, they don't know like okay the schemes, like they don't understand like oh that's the good play or you feel me that's a smart move by him. They don't understand that, but me I get like that I'm attracted to that like oh yeah let me learn this and let me figure out how to do that. So I feel like football was the more difficult sport to play than basketball, so I chose the football route.
And was that like were those only two sports that you played growing up, or were there any other sports that
Oh
you
yeah,
played?
my whole I always box, but I never really talk about it because my whole family box. Like my granddad owns a boxing gym. So
Oh, crap.
I was always in the boxing gym, but I always told myself if nothing this works, then I go back to boxing. Yeah.
And you still do a little boxing on the
Yeah,
side, training and everything?
I still do a little bit of training here and there. Yeah.
Yeah, so you may hit stick someone off the field, but you
Yeah.
can throw a nice little hook or jab
Yeah.
if you need.
Yep. Yep, definitely.
And so in your high school years, man,
Hmm.
how was how was that experience? How was it like playing high school ball?
So me, I was always the smartest kid like on the field, but I was never really the most athletic until my junior year. Like I was not training as hard as I was my freshman and sophomore year because I just didn't know. Like I didn't know, oh,
Yeah.
people train like this. So I was just out there strictly off raw talent and mental cues for the game. Like I was still making plays, but I wasn't in the shape that I went into my junior year with. So high school wasn't bad. My first couple of years, I started off at a big public school. We weren't that good, so I was like, yeah, I'm out of here. I'm transferring. So then I went over to wait, did my screen go? Oh no, then I went over to almost a private school, and then I started playing more. I started, you feel me, feeling myself out, actually feeling my body out. So then I started
Yeah.
making crazy plays, like insane plays. So then my last year, like I was like, man, I got to go out with a bang. So we went and we made it to like the second round of the playoffs or something like that. But I had a decent year, I think. In all my years, I had over 60 tackles. A lot of TFLs and stuff like that. So I mean, I had a solid high school career, but I never had the like the stars and none of that. Like I never got that growing up because I was always overlooked. But I did play for Deion Sanders 7-on-17.
Hey, you got to point that out. It's
Yeah.
Deion Sanders. I mean, still, that's
Yeah.
pretty good right there. How
Yeah.
was that experience like playing with Deion and being close to maybe someone like that?
Yeah, his sons was playing on the team too. It was good because it was like all the best local talent from my city, from Fort Myers. So it was good like seeing that really like the knowledge of somebody like he's probably one of the best players that ever played a game. So seeing the
Mhm.
knowledge and the work ethic and how he like went about his business was very good for me to see at that time. Like, okay, this is how serious it needs to be.
Yeah, and at the same time, did you also see like because I feel whenever sometimes you see an athlete or you see a coach, sometimes we see them as just that, as just an athlete, as just a coach.
Yeah.
Did you like kind of like did it kind of personalize to you? You finally see this person like, okay, he's actually a real person. He's actually
Yeah.
awesome person.
He definitely wasn't just a coach though. Like he definitely he wanted the best for everybody out there. Even if you're on his team or not, like he wanted the best for everybody out there. You definitely seen that in his presence. Like if you were around him and talked to him, he wasn't the guy like, oh, I'm just better than you guys. My team better than you. Nah, he wanted the best for literally every play out there. If somebody made a play against us, he made sure to go out his way and tell them that was a good play.
Oh, that's awesome to hear. That's stuff you love to hear,
yeah,
especially from Dion.
yeah.
And so in your time in high school, you were a two-way player. Was it
yeah.
all through high school or majority? Or just those
Majority. I
last 2
mean,
years?
yeah, it was majority, but really it was like I don't know. It was interesting because my coaches they were like, "Oh, we want to save you for defense because we want to make sure our defense is good." Well, really, I could have played both the whole time, but they pick and choose when they wanted to put me on offense. Like, but when I was on offense, they would give me the ball, so it was. I guess it was a good thing. So, I mean,
Yeah, if you were going on offense, you're watching jogging out there, you're like, okay, I'm getting it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And what was your favorite to play, offense or defense?
I feel like defense is more fun to me because you get to hit people. Offense, I'm not the type of guy to run away from people. That's not me. Like I'm trying to go hit somebody.
You try to go lay some wood on
yeah,
somebody
yeah,
out there with the ball. You got to get them
yeah.
somehow. And I mean,
I'm
yeah,
not a
that's
runner. Yeah.
and so looking back, were there some? What were some of the most like memorable moments or games that you had throughout your high school years?
Most memorable games and moments. I want to say when we played my senior year, Chaminade and Donna, I had 18 tackles against them in an interception. The playoff game of my senior year too, I had like 14 tackles and a couple sacks or something like that. But they were only memorable because of the competition we played. Like every game I went out there with the same attitude, but it was only it's bad to say it like this. I only say those are most memorable because those are the games I really fired myself up in the head. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm about to turn up. Like because when you playing a not even say it like this, but when you're playing a team that's not that good, it's kind of like a trap game. It's boring. It's like, and they're not good. Like, but
That's
the
what everybody
game,
talks about, those trap games.
yeah, those trap games are real. They're definitely real.
Yeah.
When you playing with a good team, is like that's when you know how good you are. Like you really see how good you are.
And throughout high school, what was the kind of leadership role that you kind of took on while you ended up being one of the upperclassmen?
Yeah.
What was kind of leadership role you had on the teams?
Really, I think I was a stout leader. I was a great leader. I was the leader that I was such a good leader that nobody really liked me. Like that's how much on the field they didn't like me, but like off the field we were all cool. But on the field,
Yeah.
because in the gassers, I'm holding everybody to a standard. Like, hey man, we're running. We need to be better. When we on the field, we need to be better. You drop a pass, we need to catch it. We need this tackle. Like I'm holding everybody to that standard. So they looking at me like, man, shut up. You always trying to say something like da 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 da. So that's what kind of leader I was. I mean, it helped out in the long run because we had a winning season. You feel me? Every year, the last 2 years. So it was like, but during that time, like that summer, they were like, man, you always trying to like, literally, we almost got into fist fights because I'm holding people to the standard.
Yeah, they're like, you're doing too much, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what they're all saying.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are the type of standards that you need to have, that you need to hold people accountable to, because those are some of the best teams. Whenever everybody has accountability, everybody's held to that standard. And I mean, when everybody sees one person doing it, and they're like, all right, we got to follow along. And then once that one person is decide or keeps trying to stay away from it, soon enough he's gonna have to buy in, because it's
Yep.
just part of the team and part of everything, how the team is moving. And so that's honestly probably the greatest thing anybody can be, especially as a leader, especially in football.
Yeah, definitely. And my coach, he would like when he first seen me, he was like, yeah, we gonna find the guys and we gonna get them out of here if they don't want to buy into the program. So it's like, yeah, because me, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna play football, and it's only one way to win. Nobody's bigger than the program. Nobody's bigger than the team. So if you think a guy could be the best player in the world, but if he's not for the team is never going to be good because this is not basketball. One person is not going to win the game. So
yeah. I mean, and I don't think people realize that enough. I think people will look at basketball and be like, "Well, there's just a few people that you need." Not in football. In football, you need 12 guys.
Yeah, you
The
need
center,
Yep.
I think I had saw this comment that the lineman is the only position where they never face the ball or
Yep.
they never get the ball or anything. This is
Yep.
only position in any sport that never sees the ball in
Never
action.
touch the ball. Yeah. They don't see it. They don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
so I mean, the quarterbacks rely on the linemen, running backs rely on the linemen,
Yep.
receivers rely on them. Everything is all 11 people on the field, all 22, offense
Yeah.
and defense.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is just what you need, that accountability and that just mentality that everybody needs to work hard
Yeah. Yep.
to
Definitely.
be successful. And
Mhm.
who were some of the people that were very, uh, you say, inspirational on you to continue playing football, continue doing this sport?
Uh, really, I think it was just my uncle. Really, like he just like everybody else. Yeah, they clap. Everybody in the family, they were like, yeah, yeah, you're playing football, good job. But my uncle always made sure, hey, you doing it the right way. You got to train the right way. Make sure you're eating the right way. Like he was down to the little details with me about that type of stuff. But granted, I did a lot of it on my own. But he just made sure, like, hey,
Mm.
make sure you're doing it this. Make like he only gave me advice. He was never like, you need to do this. But he was giving me like advice to where, okay, it's probably smart to do this. Because I'm gonna be honest, where I'm at now, I really got here on my own. So
Yeah.
it's like, but he was always the one that kind of like, hey, it'd be smart to do this, it'd be smart to do that. Like he always was that advice on my right shoulder, left shoulder, whenever I needed some advice.
To this day,
Yeah, to this
is he
day,
still
yep,
one of those guys?
yep, yep, to this day.
I had an interview, one of my very first interviews with an athlete. He was telling me about his uncle and how his uncle was just with him training every single day, had him
Yeah,
doing all the workouts. His uncle played at the collegiate and NFL
yeah,
level, so he had that training from him all the time. And his uncle, he was saying, still to this day, after games, his uncle would call him and tell him
and
about
good
things that
feet.
he
Yep.
that went out there in the game.
Yep, that's how my uncle is too. Yep, he's the same way. Yep.
And so, how would you describe? So, from what I've seen, what I've read about you, how would you describe your mindset and your work ethic? Because what I've heard is just your nose nose down, just grinding there all the time.
Yeah.
What is your mindset?
Really, my mindset is, and my old linebacker coach used to tell me this all the time. Understand if you're what did he say? And he used to tell me this all the time. He said, if you give up, then you lose your spot. Meaning, if you take your foot off the gas, somebody's working harder than you to come get you. So my
Mhm.
mind is always, you could be better. You got to be better. You have to like. It's no, you're not. I never got good and was like, oh yeah, I'm good enough. No, I always like, no, I got to be better. I always can be faster. I always can be stronger. I always can learn a little more. Like, so my mindset was really be better. Like, you could be better.
Yeah, and so how was film for you? How were you in the film room? Were you or did y'all get film much or how was that for y'all?
Yeah, the film was. It was. I learned a lot in film to where it was like I'm very instinctual. Like I'm a very instinctual football player. So in film, it's X and O's, black and white football, but I never was that black and white football player. Like everybody, like, oh,
Yeah.
you play linebacker, you just fill gaps. No, I'm trying to make the splash plays. I'm trying to get the ball. I'm trying to, you feel me? I'm trying to do something the DBs or the safeties do. Like, I'm trying to do something. I'm trying to make sacks like D lineman. I was never like, okay, I'm a linebacker. Step, fill gap. No, I was never that. I'm always like the type of, if I can get the ball, let me get the ball. If I can
Yeah, you
make
can
the
fly
play.
around if you got to.
Yeah, yeah. So it was like the film was it was good to know, like to learn. It was just another thing that'd be on my mind while I'm playing. Like, okay, I know if this tight end slices across, how to fit it. Or I know if the guard pull, how to fit it. Like it was just things that get me, okay, I could do this instead of doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you graduated 21, right?
Yeah, 2021.
I graduated 2021 also.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went through that COVID experience and I've tried to talk about this with almost everybody I get the chance to because everybody has a different experience.
Yeah.
I had a quarterback who plays here in the LSC conference. He goes to Angelo State. He
Mm-hmm.
was in California when COVID hit. He moved to Texas so he can play his senior year of football.
Dang.
So how was COVID for you? Because for us, like going into that senior year, my senior year, we only played four games of football. How was that season for you?
We played the whole season, but it definitely played a toll on my recruiting. Because I thought for sure after like I had 18 tackles in a game, like I'm going to
Yeah.
get D1 offer from somewhere, and I just never got a D1 offer. And I understood like, okay, it's because the seniors in college get another year, so like they probably didn't have no room for me, so I didn't get recruited. But it like football wise, well not football, like high school football wise, it didn't play a toll on us because we played the whole season. But recruiting wise, it played a huge toll.
And so going into recruiting, what was that process like for you? Because like you just said, some of those D1 schools that you may have thought you were getting offers from, those seniors get another year to
Yeah.
play. So how was that recruiting process like for you?
It was. I'm not gonna lie, it was terrible because I was one of the best players at my school. So it was like, there's no way all of them got D1 offers, and I don't have any D1 offers. So it went to a point where it was like, I was like, all right, I don't got any D1 offers, and I didn't get an offer, not a single offer, till a month before I graduated.
A month before you graduate.
Yeah,
So like in April, May?
yeah, around that time, that was my first offer. And when I got that offer, it was to Kaiser University. My first offer was to Kaiser University, and I got a couple offers after that, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go to the school that believed in me when I didn't have nobody to believe in me. I knew I was gonna be good because my work
Yeah.
ethic, my mindset. So I was like, I'm gonna go to the school that believed in me, and I went there, broke a couple records, did what I did, and rest is history.
And so now, yeah, now you're talking about Kaiser. How was your experience like there? It's a NAIA
Mhm.
university. How was that for you? What was that like m- even a thought beforehand that you could go to NAIA like that? So what was it for you?
Nah, man, it was not a thought in my head I was going to NAIA at all. It was not. I'll be lying if I said it was a thought. It was not a thought at all. But when I got there, I'm not gonna lie, that place made me like that place made me the effort, the dog, the work ethic. Like I had it all, but that place just enhanced it to where it got better.
Yeah.
It was either black and white, the right way or the wrong way. Either you did it or you didn't. It was no in between. So we didn't allow ourselves to slip ever.
And you didn't just really like show up as just any regular player there. You were a dog there. You were a dog at Kaiser. And so, like, what was that like? You step into the university and you're one of the best players
Yeah.
there. What was that like for you?
So coming in, like I first came in at linebacker. Then they realized, oh shit, this kid he could play. So they moved me to safety so I can get on the field because I guess they had a lot of linebackers and they were upperclassmen. They didn't want to put
Yeah,
that
they're gonna let
upperclassman
them
on
get their
yeah,
time.
for a freshman. So I was the number 2 safety. And the first play of my college career, I got an interception. They tried to throw a go ball, a fade ball, and I baited them. Like I looked like I was facing it, and I opened up, ran back, and picked it. And that was my first play. And right after that play, the coach took me out. So it was like that play, he took me out. And a couple more plays, like I had a forced fumble in that game, but I didn't play it. Like I only played like I want to say 12 snaps of that game. And then as the season went through, they realized, oh, he could play. So they would just sub me in back and forth, because the guy that was in front of me, he was also an upperclassman. So they didn't want to sit him down for a freshman either. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So they just fit you in
Yeah.
whenever they could get you in there.
Which I kind of feel like was dumb because they used one of my years when they didn't have to.
Yeah, that does
Yeah.
make sense. Yeah, they could
Yeah.
have just kept you as a
Yeah.
linebacker, just rested, just
Red shirt,
hey,
yeah.
redshirt him.
Yep.
And so throughout your college career, you won a linebacker of the year award. You were an All-American. You national champions.
Mm-hmm.
How was that winning the national championship?
It was pretty good. It just showed, and to this second, I'm not even gonna lie, it don't feel like nothing. Like it really don't. Like to me, it's just like, all right, we did it. But I'm always like eager to what's next. Like
What's the next thing?
I get another. Like if I can win another one, I gotta win another one. If I can win, like
Yeah.
always, what's better? Like the national championship was just like a clap for the work I put in, for the work we put in as a team. Like Yeah, y'all worked hard. All right, what's next? Like, that's all it was. Like, it wasn't really nothing crazy. It was just like, we knew we were that good, so we had to go show it.
And what were some memorable moments during that Kaiser run that you had throughout those years there, man?
It was a lot of memory runs. There was a couple games, man, of me being there. We were down like 28-0 and we came back and won. Or down 21-0 and came back and won.
M.
We're in the I want to say the semifinals, right before the national championship. And we're down 28-7 or 24-7 at halftime. The first drive, they come out of halftime, they get the ball. They come out, I get an interception. Now we're trending. Then the offense go score. Then we get another stop. Then the offense score again. So we end up winning the game 29-28. Like, just a lot of, and then I want to say my best moment there, which I don't even think about a lot, which I should probably think about more, is we were in a close game against Ave Maria home, and they were driving on us. We were winning 17-14 or something like that. It was close. If they scored, they won. So they throw a hitch route on my side. I'm playing a C gap, and I got that through receiver. So they throw the hitch route. I go to try to make the tackle miss. I run around him and punch the ball out. So when I punched the ball out, we recovered, we win the game. So it's like I had a couple like game-saving plays like at Kaiser where I'm not even gonna say I did, but you'll let my teammates and my coaches tell you. They be like, "Oh yeah, he won us the game." Like,
yeah, he did it. He did it.
Yeah. I never say that because I'm a team guy. Like, no, we did it. But they'll tell you, no, you won the game.
And so one of the years you led the nation in forced fumbles,
Yes.
like you just said, and you ended up breaking the school record at Kaiser for the most forced fumbles.
Yeah.
What is that like? What is your mindset to get fumbles? Like, is that something you think of whenever you're tackling, or is it just heat of the moment, something that happens?
It's like, so the year that I was the most forced fumbles in all levels, D1 included. I had the most forced fumbles. That year, it was like, it was nothing that I really thought about, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, if we're playing a team and I see he loafing with the ball, I'm going to get the ball. Like,
Go for it.
I'm gonna get him. He better protect it. I'm gonna get him. So it's usually like, we practice it a lot in practice, but it was like not everybody could do it. It's like when the time is when the lights are shining and the moment is bright, then you see who you are. So it's like we on a goal line, and it's the first game of the season. I had 2 forced fumbles this game. We're on a goal line, and they running like a fullback dive. He gets the ball. He's running through the middle. I'm running over top for the pitch. They were in triple option. I'm running over top for the pitch. And I noticed, like, oh, the hole's wide open. Nobody's in there. So I stop. He's at, like, the 5-yard line. I come through, punch the ball. We get it back. Our offense get the ball. And at that moment, I'm like, I didn't really think about it. It's just something I just did. But when I'm hot, like, when my hand's hot, I really don't miss.
It's that boxing. That boxing comes in.
Yeah.
You just put that fist in there and you just pop it right out. Is that usually how you get your fumbles? You punch it out, or you're going there with your head?
All of my fumbles are me punching the ball. Yes.
You're like Peanut Tillman.
Yeah. I'm not tackling. I'm just punching the ball.
And so, what lessons would you say that you learned there during your time at Kaiser that still stick with you to this day?
Just fundamentals in black and white. Either you did or you didn't. Like my coach at Kaiser, Coach Sochi, he coached at Lenoir-Rhynes. Now he used to tell us all the time, in the big games, your best players got to show up. And either you did show up or you didn't show up. Like the lessons I learned was even life lessons. Like either you did it or you didn't. It's no in between. So it was like the standard was the standard. Either you met the standard or you didn't meet the standard. So that's what I take with me everywhere. Like fundamentals. Either you took a re-step or you didn't. You dropped it where you're supposed to or you didn't. It's no negotiating. There's none of that. It's either yes or
maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Yes or no.
Yep.
And so after your time at Kaiser, you end up going to, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, Lenoir-Rhynes?
Lenoir-Rhynes, yeah.
Lenoir-Rhynes.
Yeah.
So how did you end up going from Kaiser to D2 Lenoir-Rhynes?
So after the first year at Kaiser, when we went to the championship, I was planning to leave anyway. I was planning on going D1. But my teammates and my coaches talked to me like, hey, man, we got to run it back. We got to do it again. So I stayed and we won the championship. So then after that, my coaches actually got a job to Lenoir-Rhynes. Like all my coaches, they went to Lenoir-Rhynes. So
Oh.
when I was transferring, I had some D1 offers and I had, a couple D2 offers. And in my head, I'm like, okay, I got 2 years to play. Let me go where I'm comfortable at. Because, they try to make it seem like, oh, the NAIA is nothing compared to the D2, D1 world. The gap is that big. It's not nothing different. The game speed is probably up a little bit, but the gap is that big. It's nothing really changes. So
Got ballers at every level.
yeah, it's balls at every level. So I'm like, all right, I go play with my coaches again, and that's how I ended up there.
And so it was pretty much, would you say, like kind of the same experience pretty much on and off the field, or was it just completely different since you were going to a D2 university?
I feel like this is the biggest thing now I'm glad you asked that question. This is the biggest thing. Your teammates are a huge part of your success. Because I'm not going to say I had bad teammates at Lenoir-Rhynes, but the teammates at Kaiser, we were just more together. So those guys trusted in me and they believed in me. I believed in them. And when the time was there to make a play, I made the plays when I needed to, and they made the plays when they needed to. At Lenoir-Rhynes, it felt like more of it was me guys, you feel me? It was people that it wasn't a lot of this. It was like some people were close on the team as the season went on, but the real picture was, some guys didn't like me, or some guys, you feel me? Just because who I was from NAIA to D2, there's no way I could be this good. So it's like that was,
and then you'd go in, and sure enough, you are that good.
Yeah.
And so you honestly, you didn't even miss a beat that whole time. You ended up becoming the leading tackler, and you got an all-conference honor. What helped you really adjust quickly to the new level and the new environment? Or was it really just because you went into the same system with the same coaches that you didn't really miss a beat?
I want to say there's a little bit of everything, like the same system, but at the end of the day, football is football, and my athletic ability that God blessed me with that's what it is. I'm not the type to get a punt return and take it back 100 yards. God blessed me with the ability to dissect plays and make tackles. So it's like, that's what I'm going to do. So everywhere I've been, I led the team in tackles everywhere. And it's not even by a little bit. It's by 30 to 40. Yeah. So it's like, yeah. So that's like, that's what I do. So it's like, I feel like it was the scheme, and, it's just my ability to go out there and do what I do.
And leading up to the end of Lenoir-Rhynes, before you end up transferring now to Appalachian State, what would you say were maybe some challenges throughout that whole time, maybe growing up or throughout your collegiate career to this point? What were some challenges that you say you went through?
I want to say just the team camaraderie was a huge challenge, just to get everybody on the same page as a team. Like that was probably the hardest thing. The competition wasn't like, I don't look at it like, we play some good people, but I feel like it's football. It's almost 200 snaps every game or somewhere in there. There's no way you're beating me every snap. So like, you might get me some, I'm gonna get you some. That's how I look at football. So it was not the game of football. It was just like, the team building the team, changing the culture, because that was my coach first year there, and that was my first year there. So changing the mindset and the culture of how things are done. And to this day, I don't know if it's changed. I don't know if it's where they want it, but I know I was there. It wasn't how we was doing shit at Kaiser.
But now you have made your D1 arrival, where you thought you'd be in high school. Now you're here at Appalachian State. What led to the decision of you ending up here?
Yeah, so when I finally entered the portal, I had a good amount of offers. I had my first offer was, what was that school? New Mexico State. Then after that, all of them start rolling in. Like Deshaun Jackson offered me, UTEP, FAU, James Madison. I almost got an Ole Miss offer. Florida was trying to get me the last second. So really what made me go to App State was the coaching staff, really. And I'm looking at it like, okay, if I go to a bigger school, because I could have went to the SEC, and they were trying to pay me a good amount of money. So I'm looking at it like if I go to the SEC, I might not play that much. Not
Yeah.
about App State or nothing like that, but I feel like my chances are better to go to App State than the SEC school where these guys are 4-star, 5 stars. None of that means nothing to me, but that's how coaches look at it.
Yeah, the coaches will look at it just like that.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay. And at App State, you got Coach D'Lo, who was coaching at South Carolina last year. Coach DJ, the defensive coordinator, who was coaching at Missouri last year, and he played in the NFL for 10 years. And he played linebacker in the NFL. So I'm like, hey, he give me the gems of what I need to know to go.
Yeah.
Like,
This is experience that you need.
yeah, So I'm like, okay, I feel like that was the light pointing, like, hey, this is the place you need to be.
And so you finally decide to choose a D1 school.
Mm-hmm.
You decide to go there. What in your head after you sign to go there, whatever it is that you do,
Mm-hmm.
like what is the first thought in your head about this journey that you've had to this point? What is that thought in your head?
My thought was when I signed was go in there and be a dog, be a killer. Just do what you do. Like, go do what you do. I never really look at, I always compare myself to myself. I never really look at the person to the left or right of me. I always compare myself to myself because at the end of the day, I'm trying to be the best version of me I could be. If the best version of me is going out there and running the 4.5 40 or 4.4, that's the best version of me. I gave you everything I had. Like, I'm not looking at it like, oh, this guy ran a 4.1, a 4.2. I got to go run that. Like, nah, I'm be the best version of me. And what I do is really good. So I'm going to do what I do really good. And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm coming in here like, yeah, I'm going to go in there, I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to lead by example. Nobody's going to ever say I didn't work hard and give 100% effort. And wherever that leads me to, that's where it's going to lead me to. But that's what I'm going to go in there and do.
And what would you say is something that continues to drive you at every single level, no matter where the stop is, wherever it is, what continues to drive you all the time?
Just the opportunity that God gave me to do something nobody ever done before. Like, nobody in my family graduated college, and I did that. Nobody in my family ever was a All-American or broke any records. I did that. So it's like the opportunity to do something that nobody has ever done before. It's like, hey, that you're separating yourself from the bunch because men are viewed upon as on their accomplishments. Sad to say it, but
Yes.
men are viewed upon like, oh, he
Yeah.
did this, he did that. That's how people remember you. So it's like, hey, you can go out there and do something nobody ever did, or you could really go make history. You can go from NAIA D2, D1, NFL, and it'd be like a Michael Jordan story. Like,
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I mean, that happens all the time. That's
yeah,
it, and that's the thing. You can be one of those players who has done it
yeah,
every single level. And in my opinion, if I'm a coach, I'm seeing that you're seeing a player who has gone through every single level, has played one of the best or the best at every single level, and continuously learns and keeps on putting in the work that he needs and is grinding and grinding. And that's something that any coach will want to have on their team. And you keep on doing it year after year after year.
yeah. No, definitely, yeah.
And what have the early days there at Appalachian State been like so far? What is different about the program, culture, or anything since you've been there?
Well, the biggest difference is they definitely take care of their guys. I'm gonna say that. They take care. They make sure we're all right. They feed us a lot. Like, we always getting fed. We're always like, we got nutritionists. We got every meal's mandatory, and it's not the calf. We got our own separate meals. So it's like they take care of their guys. On the workouts has been hell, of course. They're gonna make us go get after it. So we've been
Yeah.
our ass, yeah, every day. And the playbook, the playbook's much bigger, and the game speed is just a tad bit faster, but it's not nothing crazy. Like, it's my game speed. It's how I play. So I like about it.
And so are you getting a playbook, and is it a binder or is it tablets? What is it
It's a
when
huge
you get a
note.
game? How big would you say that?
It's really all digital, but when you write everything in a notebook, it's probably about that. Yeah, that thick in the notebook.
Ah,
Yeah. So that's what I've been trying to do. Like, every day I come back in my room and I try to just look over the plays and try to study them But at the end of the day, like, this is how I think about it. Either I'm blitzing, I'm in coverage, and I'm playing football. That's how you think about it. Like, I'm not making it more difficult than it got to be.
And so, what kind of impact, looking on to the future, that you, this season coming up, what kind of impact are you looking to make on this team, on the Mountaineers?
Yeah, so I just want to be a guy that can go out there and contribute to us winning. Like, I want to be a guy that they could be like, oh yeah, this guy helped us win, and that's what I'm here for. That's what everybody wants to do at the end of the day is win, and I would love to go out and get a ring from a D1 level. Like that would be pretty good. Like my last year, I went out and got a ring playing for a Division I school. So
Yeah.
be a guy that come in and be like, hey, he helped us win. He was a ball player. He knew how to play the game.
Yeah, people are look back. Oh man, I remember that Jaelin Willis. He came from D2 and just
Yep.
helped us get that ring at the end of the season.
Yep. Exactly how I want to be remembered.
And now we're gonna go off the field a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
When you're off the clock, hence the name of my show,
Yeah.
and away from the game, what are maybe some things you're spending your time doing?
This is a good one. Really, when you're this invested to the game of football, you eat, breathe, and sleep football. Everything you do is for football. Every decision you make is for football. Everything you eat is for football. Everything like you're moving for football. So
You're thinking about football
yeah,
every day,
every
all day.
decision is for football. So I want to say when I'm off the clock, man, I really like decompose. I hang out with my family, spend time with my girls sometimes. Most of the time, we'll go to the biggest thing I do probably is go to the movies. Like I go to the movie
Mhm.
just because I like to watch movies in the movie theater. I think that's fun. I don't know why I'm boring like that, but yeah,
You like to go to man? It's been a while since I've gone to some movie theaters. It's been
yeah,
some time.
I
What
get
was
a
the last one you watched?
uh, what's the one? Oh, I watched the Final Destination.
How was that
Yeah,
one? I ain't seen
nah,
any of the Final
my
Destinations.
girl wanted to watch it. She was. I'm not a fan of all that stuff, but she wanted like it. That stuff to me comes to life for real. So I was like, all right, we'll go watch it. It wasn't bad, but like it's not my type of movie. I'm more of an action guy.
Did you see that post? Sorry, I'm taking this off topic. Did you see
Like,
that post of the people who watched Final Destination in a movie theater and the roof collapsed on
yeah,
them?
she told me about that, and that's why I was like, I told you this stuff come back to life.
Exactly. That's stuff insane. That's why I like to stay away from that type of
Yeah,
stuff. I'll go watch Lilo and Stitch, all right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. She wanted to go see that. I went in there and seen that. My go-to snack every time: large popcorn and the blue icy every single time. Yeah, so
And now you gotta find you gotta find yourself a new movie spot or you already
yep,
got one.
yeah. I got to find a new movie spot up here, but I'm sure it's something around. So I figure it out.
And what's something that people might not know about you off the field from them just watching you?
If you're watching me on the field, I look like I'm very fast, but in real life, I'm not that fast. I'm just a football player. Like I'm
The game speed's something else.
game speed is different. Like I'm just a football player. But if you're watching my tape, you're like, oh, this kid, he's moving. But yeah, I'm just like when you line it up and we're doing like conditioning, yeah, I'm fast. But if we're doing like a straight just one sprint, nah, I'm not that fast.
And what's the music like for you? What's the choice of music on the off days and what's the choice of music on game day?
Anytime but after 10 o'clock at night, I'm listening to music, it's R&B, it's slow songs. But during the day, I'm listening to the rap and stuff to get my mind like, yeah, you're a dog, you're a killer. Like that's what I'm,
Hyping yourself up all the
yeah,
time.
yeah. So during the day, even on game day though, it varies. I can listen to a lot of stuff because on game day,
Mhm.
it's either some music like to dance or it's some music that gets the team hype. I play a song that everybody knows and like, okay, that'll turn all of us up. Or it's like a song that's funny, but everybody liked the song. So now we're all into
Yeah.
it. Like something to get everybody engaged into and locked in together. So yeah.
And if we're to do what do you have, Spotify or Apple?
Apple.
I got Spotify. If you were to do, I was gonna say Spotify rap, but if you're to do an Apple rap or whatever it is, what
Yeah.
would you say your top five artists would be?
Top five. Right now, top five right now. It changes though every month because I get tired of listening to the same things. So right now, the top five would probably be I want to say Chucky. He's new.
Mm-hmm.
Chucky.
I have to write these down. I have to try. I'm gonna have to listen to some of these.
Yeah. I want to say Young Boy. Listen to y'all
Okay,
because Young Boy.
young boy free now.
Yeah, he make a lot of songs. So how can Chucky, Young Boy? Who else I listen to? A lot of Lil Wayne, old Lil Wayne. A lot of old Lil Wayne. A lot of Gunna too. I listen to Gunna a lot, and
Okay,
actually,
no baby.
yeah, Gunna, Lil Baby, them last two. But it's just like they got a lot of good music. Like it's just good music. If you actually listen to it,
Yeah,
I'm forgetting people too. Rilo and No Cap. I listen to them a lot. I listen to Rilo.
Rilo and No Cap.
Yeah, Rilo.
Those are two I haven't heard. I'm gonna have to try. I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to listen to
Rilo.
them.
Rilo. I listen to a lot of Rilo.
So now we're gonna kind of look a little bit back. What's maybe a message that you would give to a younger version of you? Maybe the high school version of you. What's a message you looking back now that you'd give yourself?
So in high school, I kind of feel like always, not always, but sometimes I would shy away from big moments. But I feel like I'll tell myself, like that was in high school. When I got to college, nah. Like I wanted the best.
Hmm.
I wanted whoever the dog was, I wanted him. So in high school, I probably tell myself, don't ever think you're not like you could be him. And in high school,
Hmm.
I always had doubt, like, oh, I'm not good enough, I'm not strong enough, I'm not big enough. But now that I'm here, it's like, man, these guys just like me. Nobody's really,
Yeah,
oh shit, he's great. Like, nah, these guys just like me. So it's like
yeah,
in high school, I tell myself, man, don't ever short yourself. Don't ever shy yourself. Like you could have been that guy. And always, I feel like my mindset was great in high school to never give up, keep pushing. So I never really had to worry about that. But I just tell myself like, you don't ever short yourself and just keep going. Like just keep going.
and the one of the last questions.
hmm
This will be your last season
hmm
playing collegiately. Uh, what is something that you would like to, or how would you like to be remembered after your collegiate career is over? What would you like people to remember you as?
A guy that just made plays, a dog. Like he's a dog. He's a killer out there. Like he got that in him. Like I just
Mhm.
because if you watch my tape and you watch a whole bunch of other linebackers tape, I don't feel like guys are doing the things that I'm doing like on tape. So I want to make not even I want to keep doing what I'm doing where it's like, man, nobody played linebacker how that kid played linebacker. Like nobody
Yeah.
was that exposed to that linebacker. So it's like I want people to remember me like, man, he was one of the ones.
Yeah, he was something different. That's
Yeah,
what he was.
yeah.
And so the last question I asked everybody, and I'm sure I can already tell what the answer is. What are your plans after college is over?
My I want every the gold answer is like, oh yeah, go to the NFL, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna say go to the NFL. I'm gonna say I'm gonna go and try to go to the NFL. I'm gonna do what I can to get there. And if I don't
Hmm.
get there, I'm gonna try to play football for the UXFL or something like that, and just say I went pro playing a sport that I love.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'll probably, if that doesn't work out and I don't make it to the NFL, then I'll probably find a job. But there's no plan B. Like I never really thought about a plan B. It's always playing football. That was the only plan. Like I gotta play professional football.
It was plan A and plan A all the way.
Yep. Plan B
And
was
so that's all I got, man. Jaelin, I appreciate you coming on the show. And man, like I tell everybody, you have one supporter for life, bro. I'm on your side all the time. I'm gonna make sure I'll tune in to those App State games and I'll watch it. I'll be like, hey, I do
yeah,
a few fumbles, forced fumbles out there.
yeah.
Man, I'm gonna be watching you, bro. I appreciate you joining. This means a lot to me. And so I want to just tell you thank you, bro.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you for having me, man. I appreciate you being interested in hearing my story. That really means a lot to me. Thank you.
Yeah, off the clock, never needed no wristwatch. Toast up, cheers to life, but this ain't no pit stop. Ayy, my words don't get you to the top. Speak life into the mic like Mike at 90, pass me the rock. My words will touch thousands on the block. Without a doubt, but she's a reassurance on me, we lie. Ayy, off the clock, baby, but we tuned in, dialed in. Feel like Cat, how we always winning, man. It's up.